Rise and Shine Rwanda. It's Thursday, the 25th of June.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda.
We check out Carnegie Mellon and the unique university experience he has brought to Rwanda.
Arnold shows us why disability doesn't limit one's ability.
And the movies you can still catch in theaters, as well as this week's cult classic in today's movie review.
Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja. Over the next hour, we'll bring you all the latest news, sports, and lifestyle headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And the Rise and Shine team are here in studio. Fidelis, what's going on in the world of the money?
Well, in the money, we get to talk about how Rwanda is now eyeing, Indian tourists and investors, so, big money to be made there. And of course, there's a new project that has been launched to help women farmers, so
Who knows? Bollywood could be moving to Rwanda and we don't know about it.
Every day, but we were feeling left out.
And what's going on in sports, Arnold?
In sports, apart from Liverpool's great news, the Liverpool transfer.
I saw you tweeting that.
Finally, Firmino is at Anfield. I meet a special group of children. This is the hardest shoot I've ever been to. And
probably the best.
Has to be the best. I hang with a special group of kids.
You just say that I felt like you just met, I don't know, Ronaldo the Brazilian or something.
It's better than that.
It's, all right.
You're definitely giving us something to look forward to. All that and more is still coming up, but first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
Carnegie Mellon University has brought a unique experience to Rwanda. With its latest batch of graduates, the university is not only making sure students get on the market with the right tools in hand, they're also making sure the process in itself is very memorable. Take a look. Carnegie Mellon University is ranked among the 25 top higher learning institutions globally. It came to Rwanda at the government's invitation as part of its strategy to achieve an economy that's ICT-driven, and the admission process itself is very selective.
It's a long journey. As you know, it's a 2-year program. The students, first of all go through a very tough admission process to be selected. Only the top 5% make it through the selection after coming with a bachelor degree. And then they enter into our program, which is very different from everything they have experienced in any university in Africa. They work very hard. These are students who work for 2 years, 7 days a week, probably 80, 90 hours a week. But that's not what is important. What is important is really the new way of thinking they acquired when they come to this school. Critical thinking, innovation, working in teams, collaboration. We deliver a professional degree, so it's not only technology, it's also business. I'm the business professor. It's also a lot of other soft skills, how to present your ideas to the public, how to write papers and things like that.
Last year, the first group of 22 students with Masters in Science and Technology graduated, paving way for this year's class.
When I joined CMU, I wasn't expecting it to be hard. I wasn't expecting it to be like a high-pressure situation. I expected it to be like other universities across the region that I've been to. It took adjusting to CMU, but in the end, it was worth it because they kind of pressure you, but it helps bring out like when you're at your pressure point is when you know how much you can do, and so CMU gave that to us. We know where we can get to, and we know how far after that we can still continue, even though we feel like we've broken.
I have been here around 1.5 months, so it's pretty exciting. Like the CMU culture is quite different than Indian institutions, I would say. People are mostly focused on work, since all the heart of all the people in the work, as Andrew Carnegie said. So and the work environment is exciting. All people work means very dedicatedly, and yeah, that's how. And my experience was pretty good, and it's It's enjoyment, work, research, traveling, all that together, a mix of all these factors.
Carnegie Mellon is giving these young men and women the right tools for the market, and they're loving it.
The country is, I would say in 3 words, green, clean, and exciting.
What's next for me is finding a job that helps me use my skills that I've just learned, specifically learning how to use data to make systems that can think. I've stolen that from IBM research, but it's something that is something that I'm passionate about.
To more and more graduates, Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining me in studio now is Lynn Kirabo, who just freshly graduated from Carnegie Mellon University. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I like how you just said some of the people we saw in the report are after your time. I like that. All right. So tell me about how the whole experience has been like. Let's just say that people who are watching us from home have never set foot at Carnegie Mellon, including myself. And you're just telling us about how the vibe was, how the environment was over there, and just the whole experience in itself.
Okay, that is a big question. So Carnegie Mellon is, first of all, it's an American university that just opened here in Kigali, in Rwanda. And so the first time you go to school, you don't really expect it to be like a high pressure, because it's a master's program, so you've all been from undergrad, and you feel like you've got this whole
you've seen it all,
this school vibe, you've got it down. So there's nothing new to it. But then when you start doing like orientation, they first take you through orientation, teaching you professional skills as well as programming classes to get everyone on the same page. That's when you begin to feel the pressure, and that's just orientation. And so by the time you're done with orientation, you're like, wow, what did I sign myself up for? But it's worth it in the end. I didn't feel like it was worth it during the program, because it was all like go, 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 go. But now I look back and I think it was really, really worth it. They prepare you to take on anything you want to do.
I believe that, because your public speaking in itself, when we first met to do the interview yesterday, I felt like you've done this before and you're really comfortable in front of the camera. All right, so tell us about your program in itself. When you started it, what were you looking for? What kind of tools were you looking for to get before you hit the market?
So when I first landed on Carnegie Mellon, I was looking to be a software engineer. All I wanted to do was learn programming. I mean, you can do it on YouTube, but I wanted to have papers that can actually say I'm good at programming. So when I joined, that was my one goal, my one focus. But while at CMU, they teach you all sorts of things that at the beginning I thought, oh, this is just a waste of time. But now when I look back, I'm like, okay, this connects to this and this connects. So there's things like telecommunication, wireless networks, big data analytics. You also get the chance to go to Pittsburgh. So a group of friends and I went to the main campus in Pittsburgh for the last semester.
That's a great segue, because I was going to ask you about the fact that to those who actually go to the Pittsburgh campus, they will feel like maybe they have advanced training and advanced classes and everything is better over there, but that's not the case, right?
No, it's not. I mean, so we have the privilege of having an American university here in a local perspective. So you get to see the global perspective come in, but you have a local mindset. So you get to apply the things that you learned in the global classroom in a local perspective. So in Pittsburgh, we were a bit crazy, because you go to class and you're thinking, but I saw that in Kenya already. And so you're putting up your hand and you're saying, we've been doing that in Kenya. In fact, now we're planning to do this somewhere else. So
you actually feel like you're advanced over here?
In a way, in some technologies, Africa has a lead, like mobile money and M-Pesa. It's an example that's used everywhere.
When you think about it. Right.
In the West, they're using Visa payments, but in Africa, we don't have cards. The unbanked population is huge. So we're using mobile money, and we're carrying around money on our phones, but that's not the case in the US yet. In fact, it's just started. And so what better way for us to now take our technology there to them, and not just keep going there and saying, oh, they're better than us. Now,
you just saw in the report, I got to talk to Ashok Tak, who's another student at Carnegie Mellon who is from India. One of the questions I asked him is the fact that he could have gone to the UK, he could have gone to the US, he chose to come here. What's the experience like with people coming from all over that you got to have there at CMU?
CMU in Pittsburgh or CMU
here?
You get to learn how other people view things. You get to learn how other people look at engaging with innovation. Like our class had one Ugandan, one Kenyan, and then the rest were Rwandan students. So that's all these ideas, all these creative people now coming together in one group, and
right.
you get to learn how like Lynn, how I'm from Uganda, so you get to learn like how Lynn views innovation and how it's unique. I mean, sometimes you ruffle feathers because you're all from different backgrounds,
right.
but you learn how to deal with it because you're going out into the world, like out into East Africa, into the region, and everyone is different. So you get to learn how to manage expectations.
Now, you young lady, I mean, when you think about it, you got to be the public speaker at the graduation.
Yeah.
What does it take to prepare for that kind of thing? Because you have your schoolmates and then everybody else, your teachers and the school principals over there. But on top of that, it's public speaking. It's not given to, just everybody.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for that?
So it took a lot of preparation. My fourth draft got a B- between you and me.
Well, between you and me and the entire country,
and the entire country right now.
Right.
But in a way, it's such an honor to be able to represent not only my class, but to be able to represent the program and to be able to represent what we went through the past 2 years. And then also to be able to remember those memories. So it's not so much as like publicity for the school, but it's more of, okay, this is my time. This is my time to tell the world and to tell my friends, my family, and sponsors and donors who have attended the event how I view CMU and how my classes viewed CMU. You get to share. So what I learned is that it's not just about using big words and trying to show I know English, but it's more of, okay, I want to tell people my experience, my classmates' experience. So it was more of sharing tidbits of stories from first year, first semester, and also sharing where I view my class. I view the potential of my class and how we can in turn impact the region.
Well, Lynn Kirabo, congratulations.
Thank
What's
you.
next for you? What are you doing after this?
So after this, I am looking for a job, but I want it to be in a data analytics kind of point of view, but to include machine learning in it. I'm not yet sure what exactly, but that's where my area of focus is. I started with software engineering, but now I've veered off completely.
Nice. All right. Well, we appreciate that you chose Rise and Shine Rwanda. We love this. And congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
All right. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's get to today's business stories, or as I call it, the money. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. The Indian business community have been urged to come and invest in Rwanda to tap into the immense opportunities that the country offers. This was mentioned during the first business seminar, Remarkable Rwanda, where officials highlighted Rwanda's economic progress in the last decade, saying the country is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa, is safe, has investor-friendly policies, and zero tolerance for corruption. They also added that Rwanda wants to tap into the potential of the Indian tourism market to boost the country's earnings from the sector and grow its economy as well. The Minister of Trade and Industry, Mr. Francois Kanimba, has recommended that every small and medium enterprise registers its business and creates platforms for discussion by August next year. Speaking at a forum that brought together 6 SMEs, the minister said the platform would contribute to the development goals considered under the 3 pillars of SMEs, which include level of contribution to domestic products, national export, and number of jobs created. He also added that the ministry will soon start an export fund that will provide SMEs with export projects with loans of low interest rates of between 7 to 8%. And women smallholder farmers are set to benefit from a new 5-year project aimed at helping build resistance against effects of climate change. The $14 million project is led and jointly coordinated by the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion and the New Partnership for African Development, where officials say that the initiative will help empower women farmers who have been disregarded in agriculture planning and decision-making. Rwanda is one of the 5 countries where this project will be implemented, with the others being Cameroon, Ethiopia, Malawi, and Niger. The up-to-date today's business headlines. Post news coming up next in just a minute on Ukwizera.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for your sports news. Arnold Quizeda. Starting with cricket, Rwanda Cricket Association President Charles Haba has been chosen to represent 15 African affiliate countries on the Africa Cricket Association as well as the International Cricket Council body. Haba, who is currently attending the ICC annual conference in Barbados, has highlighted the need to increase funding to affiliate countries which receive between $15,000 and $500,000 as compared to associate nations that get between $800,000 and $4 million depending on their performance on and off the field. Rwanda received $100,000 for the year 2015, up from $20,000 last year. Rwanda is among the 14 affiliate countries on the African continent. Moving on to football, Roberto Firmino has become the second most expensive signing in Liverpool's history after a £29 million deal to sign him from Hoffenheim was completed overnight. The Brazilian international, 23, has agreed a 5-year contract worth more than £100,000 per week, and he requires a work permit and will complete the formalities of a medical at Anfield once the Copa America is over. Firmino, who was previously linked with Manchester United, has been Liverpool's top target for the summer window, and completing the transfer could pave the way for Raheem Sterling to be sold, though Liverpool refused to take anything less than £50 million for the England international after Manchester City saw their previous bids turned down. Mentally handicapped children have often not been involved in sports therapy as their peers, and this is set to change with the initiation of a program that aims at introducing sports to this happy but vulnerable group. Check it out. More often than not, children with disabilities have come to be shunned when it comes to sporting disciplines in Africa. But this is set to change with the initiation of a special program that is set to focus on mentally disabled children here in Rwanda. The Special Olympics program tries to get young children as these engaged in athletics starting from a young age. Sports has been cited as one of the best methodologies in boosting the social skills of disabled children worldwide, and for the 4th time, Rwanda is set to send a team to the Special Olympic Games.
Abana muri rusange n'abana bakunda kuba bari bonyine kubera ko umubiri wabo uba udafite ingufu nyinshi kubera ko ariko baba baravutse cyangwa barabitewe n'ibindi bintu, ariko iyo bakoresheje siporo umubiri wabo ugira imbaraga bakaba bashobora kwiruka, gusimbuka no kugenda neza, bakaba bahura na bagenzi babo badafite ibyo bibazo, bigatuma barushanwa nubwo ababa badafite ibibazo bashobora kubasiga, ariko nabo nibura bagaragaje ko umubiri wabo ufite ingufu.
Inyungu za siporo kuri aba bana babana n'ubumuga bwo mu mutwe, icyambere nuko ibafasha gukomera mu ngingo, icyo ni icyambere. Icya kabiri ikabafasha gusabana.
The Special Olympic Games is the world's largest sports organization for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, providing year-round training and competitions to more than 4.4 million athletes in 170 countries. Rwanda has taken part in the past 3 editions of these games and is set to send a 3-man team to this year's edition in the United States of America. With many mentally handicapped children often stereotyped and denied social networking, programs such as getting them into sports are one way of getting them a starting point in life. Arnold Kwizera, Rise and Shine, Rwanda. Joining me in studio is Charles Gahire, a board chairman of the Special Olympics Committee here in Rwanda. Welcome to the show, Mr. Gahire.
Thank you.
You are going to lead the delegation that's going to be going to the Special Olympics game in LA very soon. What's the importance of such sports to mentally handicapped children like this in the country?
Well, intellectually handicapped people need such an exposure right from the beginning, right from their home areas, in the villages where they stay, with their parents. Sometimes some are marginalized. They are segregated. They don't feel, they are not useful in society. With the coming in of Special Olympics, we felt that the most driving force to make them come out and feel as if, and feel at home, feel that they're with others, and feel that they're also human beings, or the sports.
Now, about the Special Olympics, give us a brief history on the Special Olympics movement here in Rwanda. When did it start up? Who started it up? Why did it start up?
Well, Special Olympics started in the early 2002 and was accredited as a program in Rwanda by Special Olympics International, which is based in Washington. But the whole idea was started by a gentleman called Anaklet Ruzindana, who is a founding member. And then later on, he started teaming up everybody, recruiting people, coaches, identifying athletes in the country, and then finally, that's where we are.
Now, these children are so, when you look at the history of our country and the culture, so many of our mentally disabled children tend to be locked up in homes. Now, what is being done, to try and remove this stereotype by this movement?
The movement is encouraging all parents. We mobilize parents. In fact, we have gone even further to local administration to advocate for their inclusion into society, so that all these kids were kept in their homes, in hidings, are brought into centers where they can meet their friends, centers where they can be treated by doctors, centers where they can have fun, where they can play games, so that they don't feel lonely as it is where they're staying with their homes, with their families.
Now, of course, you are faced with certain challenges in running of this movement. Would you like to share with us some of those challenges that are facing the Special Olympics Committee body here in Rwanda?
Well, the challenge is like any other non-governmental organization, which is more or less, we are more or less volunteers in whatever we are doing. Like we in the board, we are volunteers. The challenges are funds. The funds to move everything, to make sure that we know where this young person is hiding in the country. Secondly, the mobility to move, to reach where they are, that in terms of transport. And of course, eventually, we shall require enough staffing. At the moment, we have a smaller staff at the headquarters, and but we are trying.
Now, people tend to not to know some of the causes of this handicap, and yet some may think it's like, part of the Paralympics. It's not. If you could explain to our viewers, what are some of these causes of, of being mentally handicapped?
Intellectually handicapped?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Well, the intellectual, someone with an ID or intellectual disability may start from, may come from many sources. I can mention like after prenatal, before a child is born, the kid could be born with it.
Now,
during the child is being born, during birth, at birth, the kid may get affected. The brain may be injured, may be affected. And then after that, he also, after being born, may live in a bad environment. The environment may be not suitable for him because the parents are poor. They cannot be able to look after him properly or her, or they may not go to the health centers to look for vaccination, to go and vaccinate them for these diseases which are normally common, which government, Minister of Health normally does.
Like of measles.
Yes, measles, all that. So all that, and then poor feeding, all that coupled together can make someone intellectually disabled.
Last but not least, this team are going to the Special Olympics Games in LA. You are taking 3 participants in this team.
Yes.
what are the disciplines that they're going to compete in, and what's the criteria for them to get into these Summer Olympics?
Mostly these World Summer Olympics are normally held every 4 years. We started in 2003 in Dublin, then we went to Shanghai in 2007, 2011 went to Athens. This year we're going to LA. Now the criteria for selection is normally, it's not compared to that of National Olympic Committee, because National Olympic Committee has to go for the elite, those who are
the best.
The best.
Yeah.
But for us, it is on random selection.
Oh.
Yeah, those who win, who get medals during the national games, like those which were held last year.
Yeah.
All who get medals, we are put together, and then we bring a box and put in.
Okay. And they are watching this whole process.
Everybody's there.
Okay.
And then whoever picks yes goes.
So it's yes or no. It's a lucky ballot.
It's a lucky ballot, exactly.
Kind of situation.
And that one doesn't create any conflict of any nature. And then the other way, and that's a policy for Special Olympics. And the other thing is that we discovered that, I mean, the people going we came up with 2 for half marathon.
Yes.
And 1 for open water swimming.
Okay.
Yeah. And normally, we also do that based on the quota allocation from the Special Olympics International. Organizing committee, World Games Organizing Committee.
The quota they give you?
The quota they give us.
Okay, it's what you best.
We pick those that based on what they've given us. This time we are taking 3.
Okay.
But we have a delegation of 7 people.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Charles Gahere, for coming to Rise and Shine.
Yeah.
If you want to help, donate, or be a volunteer with the Special Olympics Committee, you can find the details on Rise and Shine later on our Twitter handle. You can tweet me out, Special Olympics Committee. Regis and Makeda will be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
The police commissioner for the United Nations Stabilization Mission in Haiti has praised Rwandan police peacekeepers in the island for empowering local police. The comments were made in a letter of appreciation written last week. In it, Police Commissioner Serge Thériault also commended the peacekeepers for their outstanding contribution to the country's peace-building operations, and he went on to note that the Rwanda-formed police unit 5, a contingent of 140 officers serving under MINUSTA, have carried out extraordinary work during their time in Haiti, performing with professionalism, integrity, and respect to the diversity.
The Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee has faulted the Rwanda Revenue Authority for having delayed the transfer of taxpayers' money from commercial banks to central bank. The Revenue Authority was the first state organ to appear before the committee to attempt to explain accounting irregularities that were raised in the 2013-2014 report by the Auditor General. As PAC officials detailed the issues identified by the Auditor General related to RRA financial mismatches, the authority's Commissioner General, Richard Tusabe, stepped in, taking full responsibility of the situation.
A delegation of 6 members of staff from Carnegie Mellon University met with President Paul Kagame at Village Urugwiro earlier this week. The delegation was led by Professor Jared Cohen, the President Emeritus of CMU. Professor Cohen, who was president of the university at the time the idea of setting up the Rwanda program came up, particularly thanked President Kagame for supporting the program, saying, quote, "To come here and really see it in action has been very wonderful. How much impact this program is having here in Rwanda," end quote. CMU Rwanda admitted its first class for Masters of Science in Information Technology in 2012 and has enrolled 3 classes since then, with a total of 42 graduates.
In regional news, a large fire has destroyed parts of Kenya's biggest second-hand clothing market in Nairobi. Thousands of people lost property and other valuables in the inferno at the Gikomba market. The flames spread quickly through the market and details of the cause is still unclear, but it's reported that it may have been started by an electrical fault. Witnesses say there were chaotic scenes as people tried to save their belongings, and hundreds of vendors turned out to try and salvage anything that was left among the smoldering remains after the fire was put out hours later.
And in international news, according to WikiLeaks, the US National Security Agency spied on French Presidents Jacques Chirac, Nicolas Sarkozy, and François Hollande between 2006 and 2012. The website cites top-secret intelligence reports and technical documents from the NSA. A French official said spying between allies was unacceptable. Mr. Hollande will be discussing the issue with security chiefs. A file dated 2010 suggests that French officials were aware that the US was spying upon them and intended to complain about it. The US will not confirm the accuracy of the documents.
Okay, lots more still to come. We take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time now for Lifestyle. Makeda, what do you have for us?
I have the movie review.
Oh, I cannot wait.
So it's time for the movie review. Of course, you know, if you guys are looking for something to do on the weekend, it's Thursday, you know, it's kind of coming closer, so I got some plans for you. So we already have 2 movies that we've reviewed already on the show, but it's still at the theater, so you can check out San Andreas or Spy, all right? We've already talked about those. We can move on straight to the cult classic.
Arnold's favorite part.
I like some of the ones you choose nowadays.
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
You know what?
You're getting closer to us.
That's right.
I like it.
I
yes.
think we're like really giving you a nice impression.
Right. You're becoming,
Your taste is becoming
you're becoming an 80s babe.
No,
Right?
your taste is becoming better.
Okay, so our cult classic for today, before I reveal it, let's take a look at the trailer.
If my pops finds out I got in trouble in school today, I'm definitely gonna be on punishment. There's a party tonight at Peter's house. Can I go?
You're not going nowhere. Every little step you take will be around this bedroom tonight.
Did you hear anything about a party tonight? At least not any good ones.
Hello, Tawatha. Do I feel like being bothered with Tawatha? Hello, LaDonna.
Booming, booming, booming.
Yo, baby, you looking real good.
Step off.
Scandalous.
Kick it, Pop!
What you got to say now, punk?
How much more trouble can I get into? Hey, eraser head. I'm in prison.
Just do me a favor. Don't pick up the soap right there in front of him. I'm gonna kill him.
Yo, y'all look who fell into the gig! Hey, this ain't Soul Train. The 2 finest women in here. Now, how could a man choose?
He better choose right.
Okay, so where we're on our way to? The house party. What? The house party. Jay ain't going to that damn party. That's all to it. I don't give a damn what you say.
Gonna make me a social misfit.
Brings back so many memories.
Yeah. So
many
the
memories.
cult classic is House Party, as you
Right.
could see. That was made, guess when, Arnold? Oh no, you definitely weren't born. Oh my gosh. Okay, it was
Arnold,
made in
you should
1990.
Yo, wait, what is this?
So
Said what?
it was made in 1990, and it's basically about these 2 friends, and actually it's Kid and Play. They were rappers
Right.
back in those times, Arnold. Back in Regis's time,
Right,
basically.
right.
Before the
And
Grammys were awarded to people.
Oh, what are you trying to say, man?
It's hard to say that.
Come on.
anyways, so it's about these 2 friends. One of them is having a house party. His parents are out of town, and the other one wants to come, but you know, he kind of has to get around his father,
Right.
who told him no. Anyway, when he makes it, it's epic, and you know, the silliness ensues after that, all right? So it's a really fun movie to watch if you just have, you know, some time at home, Friday night or something, just chilling.
Right.
And it's really funny, and you know, I think the teenagers of these days should be watching these movies to see how things
What
were.
the struggle was like.
Before iPads.
Like she's old anyway.
Well, she knew the movie at least.
No, she did. Yo, what's the black case?
You
What's the black guy's name? They're all black. What are you trying to say?
Thank you.
So you claim that you've seen this one, huh?
No, I've watched this movie. At least I watched it about 2000.
12. Don't lie.
Did you realize that was 19 years after it was released? I'm just saying, like.
Yeah.
I still watch the movie, and you want people to watch the movie.
Exactly.
Alright,
And
okay,
you know what?
you got me on
No
that one.
judgment.
You
There's
got me
no
on that one.
judgment.
All right.
Rise and shine.
Right.
All
Absolutely.
right, now before we wrap up today's movie review, it's time to give away some free tickets as always, okay? All you have to do to win the 2 free passes to see any movie of your choice at Century Cinemas is tweet or Facebook us the reason why you should win the tickets. It's so easy. Just be creative, all right? We'll announce the winners tomorrow. Now, don't go anywhere. Hot Topics is up next.
Welcome back, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine team has been out and about, gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here in Rwanda and around the world, from what's happening in your local cafe to your discussions in bar and all over the place. We've got it for you right here, right now. All right, guys. So thousands of Rwandans and well-wishers for the country were gathered yesterday in front of the UK High Commission. Now, this is because of General Karenzi Karake's arrest in London last Saturday. We've talked about it here on the show. Albert came through to talk about it as well. So he's the head of the National Intelligence and Security Service in Rwanda. Now he was there on official duty, and which is very surprising and very shocking, because usually when someone is in office and they're part of a national delegation, well, the least you can do is actually ask about who that person is and all that, which has happened, as Albert told us, because you cannot travel without the other country knowing that you're traveling. And he still got stopped and barred from coming back here in Rwanda. So this was due to an indictment issued by a Spanish judge. Now, to all those that have been on social... Junior judge, Spanish judge. To all those that have been on social media, we've seen the reaction. The Rwandans are not at all pleased with what has transpired in London. Now, they took it to the streets yesterday. They were mad. And they showed their anger in front of the UK embassy. Now, did some of you get to see some footage, or maybe heard about it, saw it on social media, people talking about it? And what do you think about our reaction? Because remember, this did happen too when BBC came out with The Untold Story, the documentary that was denying the genocide. What do you guys think about this?
Well, personally, I think it's a great thing. I like the fact that now, before things would happen, and it was in the Rwandan culture for people to go on the streets and protest and all that.
It's automatic now.
Exactly. Now I like the fact that people like to stand for what they believe in, and it's a great thing personally.
Now, Arnold, do you think we should be demonstrating in front of the UK High Commission, or should the anger be directed more towards Spain? What do you think of it?
I think if this situation has been here before, when Rose Kabuye, the general as well, she was arrested in 2008.
In Germany,
in Germany,
right.
Similar protests here. We had the ambassador of Germany to Rwanda being, expelled out of the country. Then I don't think it's going to get to that point of diplomatic tension between.
Is that because of how close both countries are, the UK and Rwanda?
Yeah. But again, this was very unnecessary, because it has strained relations between these two countries, because there was no need for him to be arrested in the first place, especially going by what like the judgments that came out.
False accusations.
Yeah, because even the Human Rights Watch, which is not our best friend, came and condemned that report, and that was back in 2008 and 2009. When you saw the WikiLeaks cables, the American ambassador then in to Rwanda came out and condemned, the same report, and said it was very, very malicious and so unfounded, because you can't base your arrest of a person on a report that says the 1994 genocide did happen in the first place. How credible is that?
And that the FDLR attacks between 94 and 99 did not really take place?
Yeah.
I still have a hard time understanding.
There's a whole lot in those documents that are just a little bit
The thing is,
crazy.
Makeda, you have Spanish judges and Spanish states, because Mallorca and all these places that are the ones telling us our own history. What do you think of that?
I mean, what is there to think of it? What am I going to say? It's great. It's ridiculous.
No, like things like this happen all the time. They feel like they can look. We were talking about the story, the Hotel Rwanda story yesterday. I mean, they feel like they can look at things from the outside and tell us what happened and judge. They weren't here. They don't know what's happening.
I feel like we're talking about this even too much, though, because quite frankly, everyone is going to just like make their own story, not care. I don't know what's going to happen with this exact situation that's happened, but we went through this with the...
He's in court today.
Yes.
Today is when he appears.
That's the Westminster.
But also with relations between the different countries, we went through this with the Untold Story and, different books and movies. We even spoke about it yesterday, this book that came out about Hotel Rwanda, Right. I'm just happy that now, like you said, Rwandans are going out and they're making these marches and they're doing these demonstrations. Who knows what's going to come of it? But at least people are showing.
A statement that was yesterday evening. The High Commissioner, is it Mr. Grilling?
Right.
If I'm to get his name right, he came out and said that he has received the message and he's going to take it back. But key in the UK's message to Rwanda was in the second paragraph, and in the first 5 words, and that was, "It won't strain our good aid relationship with Rwanda."
Really?
That's what they had to put.
Let's just move on to the next hot topic, because that just angered me, and I do not want to show my anger on television. All right, so let's move on. Not all news coming out of London.
We have to see it after.
Not all of the news coming out of London are this bad. I mean, Jean d'Amour Mutoni, he just won an award this past Monday, the Queen Elizabeth Young Leader Award, for being a young company director between the age of 18 and 30 that's had a huge impact in the society. His company is called Acts of Gratitude, and it's been...
oh, I like his outfit.
I know,
right? He killed it too.
Nice.
Right. So the company opened in 2011. It has 215 members, and it's helped about 1,000 people so far in about 4 years and some change. So he went to the Buckingham Palace, as we just saw, and he even took some selfies, yeah. He went to the Buckingham Palace and received the award from the Queen's hands herself. So good news, young Rwandans making us proud. Not everything out of the UK is bad right now.
Congrats to him. I guess you guys are my best friend. Right?
You don't even want to comment on
You don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I always love to hear stories like that. So shout out to Jean d'Amour, and I love that. How do you say it? Jean d'Amour.
John of Love.
It's just so lovely. I love it. Yeah. It's a great story. Nice little way to end off today.
Right.
I think,
So
right?
not everything can be. I'm not as mad. I still am.
We'll be following up on that KK story,
After
the show.
For sure. Well, don't forget, we'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW and let us know your comments. Like us on Facebook and send us ideas for programs or tag us in your photos. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page, where you can catch all the shows and reports that we do every day. Follow us on Instagram, again, Rise and Shine RW. We're always posting photos. Or check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but do let us know if you have an idea for the program, like she just said. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahadio. We'll be back here same time, same place tomorrow, so please do join us then. But for now, from the two of us and the rest of the Rise and Shine
Beautiful team.
Yes, have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.